What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yes, you remember this thrill, this fun, this amazing meme. Everybody was over the moon about this person. Everybody was saying, wow, look at this beautiful blonde white girl saying, Huac Tua, spit on that thing. She's really an amazing person. And the reason I'm so personally connected to this is because back when this was first popping off, I sold a story to a news outlet that she was a kindergarten teacher and made everybody believe that. And it was outstanding. I started that. It was not true. Not at all. I just want to see if I could get away with it. They were willing to take any piece of information from anyone. And I sold that to the news presses, and I was very happy about that. She is not a kindergarten teacher. As a matter of fact, she's not anything right now. She is simply somebody that fell off indefinitely. What's she doing right now, you might ask? Well, she's streaming to 9 people. So she streamed a day ago, and this was to some ceremonious 4 people, which was outstanding. 4 people were in her chat, and they were talking to her to and fro. It was outstanding. Had 4 people constantly talking to her. And then, bada bing, bada boom, we had this stream, which was the stream that everybody's talking about. It was 5 days ago, streamed 5 days ago, and people were hate rating it, saying it was horrible. Bad stream, 9 streams, and I watched the whole thing, and I want to tell you this right now. Very boring. Very boring. She played the premier games on a PlayStation 5. She played Fortnite with the Terrifier clown. She played Fall Guys. She was just very boring. Not very good at the games either. Nothing to really write home about. Her camera's in a very awkward position, taking up most of her thing. She should have better camera spacing, at least a better stream setup, but it's not really much of anything going on here. Now, what channel was this on? This is on the Talk To A channel with Hailey Welch. That's her name, Hailey. We can see that she's had massive success. Look at that dislike ratio. Massive success over with this channel with 2.8 million views to the first podcast episode that was going on. And then we had her talking with Jake Paul, which also was pretty bad. Then we had her talking with, well, Chelsea London. I don't know who this is. Chelsea Take London. I don't know what this is. This is a horrible episode. Oh, KSI. I apologize. She was talking to KSI and people hated that. Look at that dislike ratio. And then she was talking to JoJo Siwa. She basically chose everybody that's universally basically disliked on the internet and then culminated within that group for some reason. And this is where the state of it is now. The latest one she's made was 5 months ago. And that didn't do that good because she talked about the crypto incident where she scammed a bunch of people and rug pulled them all. So I want to talk about what's happening. If you were just curious about what's happening, yeah, she's streaming to 9 people and it is pathetic and sad. And that's what's going on here. But I'd like to give my thoughts about the situation because I think what happened with Hailey can be studied from when a bunch of people get a bunch of fame all at once. So I had my first viral video basically ever 2 years ago. 2 years ago on TikTok, had my first viral video. It's me talking about my previous marriage because when I was 18, I was married to a 90-year-old lady. So I talked about that situation. And that made me blow up like wildfire over on TikTok. Now, when you blow up on one platform, that does not translate to everything else. So I had to blow up on every other platform. I posted another story of my life on Instagram, and that gained traction. I was talking about how I got hired at Waffle House because I got into a fight, and then they wanted me to get hired there, and that was pretty fun. That's how my Instagram blew up. And then I started posting my TikTok stories on Instagram, and Instagram had cross-posting, so when I blew up on Instagram, I blew up on Facebook. So I grew from 5 followers on Instagram to 300,000 followers in the course of a year. And then on TikTok, I grew from 100,000 followers, well, actually in the beginning I only had 100 followers, to 500,000 followers. And on Facebook, I'm at 132,000 followers. Very happy about my numbers. And then on YouTube, out of nowhere, me just randomly posting, me doing different kinds of videos here, ended up blowing up because people enjoyed my vernacular and the way that I spoke. So I was very happy about that. It was pretty cool. It was fun. And I was able to ride this momentum because I had a lot of stuff to say. I, by every stretch of the word, am significantly more interesting than most people. And that sucks. Because a lot of people ask me, how did I do it? How did I do it? What'd you do? What's the strategy? I'm just myself. I'm myself so adamantly that it works. And that's what happens. Hailey Welch's fall off feels as though it's the digital equivalent of someone being cheered to go up on stage and then realizing the crowd wasn't clapping for her. They were clapping for the echo of a joke she accidentally became. She was never given a real shot at being a person. Ever. Just a punchline dressed up as a personality, a passing phrase molded into a cultural symbol for the internet's favorite kind of fame. The kind of fame you consume in 3 seconds and forget in 4. She was never meant to succeed. She was a moment, a meme, a second in history. That's what she always was. That's what she was always going to ever be. She was known for being provocative. That was it. I spit on that thing, Huac Tua. And people, especially very horny men, were just very happy about the aspect of, look at that young girl talking about giving BJs. That's what we need. People that love giving BJs with spitting on it. Oh, that's amazing. And they liked it because she was a pretty young blonde girl. That's it. The tragedy of it all is that she's tried to stand in the light people gave her. But that light was fake. It was blinding and fake. It was just fake. The internet told her she was the moment. They were paying $10,000 for club appearances and actually $50,000 for her to pop up at clubs. It was crazy. It was monumental how much money she was making. And then she went immediately into the wrong crowd of internet fame. And she could have naturally went further with it. She could have put a Jake from State Farm. She could have went further with it. But she didn't know how. And that's what happens with most internet icons that blow up off of a singular meme. That happened with the D's Nuts guy. D's Nuts joke guy didn't know how to capitalize on it. Didn't go that far. She could have continually kept doing the Huac Tua gimmick and maybe gotten notoriety from brand deals and that continued going. But immediately, when she got that moment, it was over. She went from being adored to being ignored before she even had time to figure out what the applause was for. It's not that she wasn't interesting enough. It's that virality doesn't reward people. It rewards caricatures. Unless your specific virality is for you being yourself, they're only going to want the same exact thing over and over again. They're not going to want your nuance or your specific takes. They don't want that. She wasn't built to keep up with the machine that fed on her image. She shouldn't have had to be. I don't think she should have done that. What happened to Hailey is what happens to so many people who stumble into fame without the armor of what's happening. So, one thing that I'm really good at is making YouTube videos. I'm outstanding at it. I can talk for years, eons, decades. I could do that without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not good at live streaming. I'm horrible at it. I am so bad at live streaming because live streaming and YouTube are two separate things. Live streaming involves talking and reading chat, and I'm not good at talking and reading at the same time, so I stumble over things and it messes me up, and I have to go on long tangents in order to get coherent thoughts out, and it is messy. It is. And also, people don't like when I play games. People aren't here for me playing video games. They're here for me talking. So when I try to play a video game on stream, it doesn't work. People come for a specific thing. The world loves the version of you that fits into whatever format they want it to. And the version of me is a version that breathes. The version that Hailey had is a meme format. The problem wasn't that she lacked talent or depth. That's not even close to the issue. It's that the crowd never wanted to see if she had any. They don't even care if she had anything. Because I've watched all the episodes of the podcast. They suck. Unabashedly, they are garbage. People used her to get to a plateau because she was trending. And people didn't like the people that used her were people that were going to use her. You know what I mean? Jake Paul, KSI, JoJo Siwa, they were going to use her. They wanted the meme, not the woman. They wanted to quote her and not understand her. But when they understood her, they realized that she sucked. And she sucked because she let it get to her head immediately. And when she didn't deliver another lightning strike of a meme format, they left her to live in the silence that follows every internet thunderclap. 9 viewers on Twitch. 9 viewers. She became the ghost of her own joke every time she tried to step back into relevance. It wasn't Hailey returning. It was, no, that girl. That one girl. The Huac Tua, that's the one. That's the one. And the world didn't want her voice, it wanted her catchphrase. That's the curse of short-form viral fame. You become famous for one thing that represents none of you. She was treated like a brand trying to market something she never created. The audience was apathetic. And indifference is much colder than hate. They don't care about her. And there's a special kind of sadness in watching someone realize they were loved for the wrong reasons. You can see it in her interviews, the tired grin, the practiced confidence that hides the ache of being typecast in your own life. She was supposed to be funny, carefree, confident. Some people wanted her to start an OF. People said, oh, you should play into the Huac Tua thing. Maybe start a whole page with it. She tried to live up to the image, but images don't breathe back to you. They're stagnant. They're there. Once the novelty wore off, so did the audience's attention span. She wasn't trending anymore. And in today's economy of attention, if you're not trending, you're worthless. That's what it is. A common comment I get all the time is, oh, you must have fallen off. Your old videos used to get 10,000 views. This video got 20,000 views, but this one got 1,000. That's what it means to create online. All your videos are not going to get consistent views until you establish yourself. And people that do gimmicks often get the same consistent views. I produce like 2 videos every single day. I produce a lot of videos every single day. So I don't have a specific image. If you come for me, you are here to witness me speak. That's what it is. I don't have some meme or something of that variety. That's what it is. And the worst part about this whole thing is that she didn't even fail. She was dropped. When the machine was done milking her meme, it didn't give closure. It just moved on. And there's no warning for that. No memo saying, oh, your 15 minutes expire tomorrow. You got to do this is that. One day, you're everyone's favorite soundbite. The next day, you're nothing. The internet has infinite mouths and zero memory. That's how it always works. And yet, I don't even think she wanted the fame to begin with. Not like that. She just went along with it. Because what else can you do when millions of people suddenly start quoting you? What do? You probably haven't experienced that fame before, have you? To have hundreds of thousands of people saying, oh my God, you should go famous. You're amazing. Endless validation. Endless. You either play along or you disappear. But that's the trap. Play along too long and you become a parody of yourself. Disappear too long and they say you fell off. There's no winning here. There's no winning. Only different flavors of humiliation. That's it. That's all there is. People like to pretend the internet is a meritocracy. That's what they think. That if you're compelling enough, you'll stay relevant. That's not true. You can be as compelling as you want to be. It doesn't matter. Hailey's story is a lesson in trying too hard. The algorithm does not care about your character arc. You know what it cares about? Engagement, repetition, and shareability. That's it. That's it. Once you stop producing the chemical high it feeds on, you're not a person anymore. You're a leftover. What's haunting is how her fame never belonged to her in the first place. It was built from how we reacted to her, not who she was. She wasn't even a star. She was just a mirror. And mirrors don't get to decide what's reflected in them. When people laughed, they weren't laughing with her. They were laughing at what she represented. Simplicity, southern charm, the fantasy of authenticity, the fact that a woman could be provocative. But the second she tried to control that image, it began to crack. And maybe that's why, to me, and personally, because I made up the story about the kindergarten thing to sell to people, is why her fall off feels sadder than most. Because it's more than that. It's the realization that she never owned any of her fame. She was being consumed by something she couldn't steer. She was loved for being real and punished the moment she tried to be anything else. She fell for all the wrong actors and all the wrong pitfalls and all the wrong schemes and let it get to her head immediately. Same thing I see when a YouTuber hits 100,000 subscribers. At about 100,000, you think a lot of people love you, so you might hire an editor. And you think, okay, if I can produce one video a month, I should be fine. You realize that ad revenue is not hitting like it's supposed to, is it? Sucks. You're not getting any money. So you say, well, I got to get a marketing planner, something of that variety. You go to an agency, you get to an organization, and you waste all your money on that organization. I've never had an editor or done anything with an organization ever in my life. But I've witnessed so many people do it before. And they waste so much money on these worthless things. They're not relying on themselves. They have to build this themselves. That's the beauty of social media fame. You have to do it yourself. I know it seems sucky and garbage, but I edit all my videos. I do all my thumbnails. I do all my sound mixing. I do all of this myself. That's how you have to do it. Until you get big enough, till you're making $50,000 a month easily, and I mean easily, repeatedly easily, maybe for about a year, then you can maybe think about hiring one editor. Maybe. Maybe. That's a tough maybe. You got to be smart about this. Hailey didn't lose the audience because she changed. She lost them because she didn't. She stayed human in a system that demands performance. And that's impossible. She wanted to be liked for herself, but the audience had already chosen the version of her they liked best. And when she couldn't top her own meme, they left her behind. The meme outlived the girl. And her story isn't even special. It's the default. Viral fame isn't a rocket. It's a flare. It burns bright, it blinds everyone watching, and it dies fast. Hailey Welch just happened to be holding the match when the world wanted something to light. And now that light's gone out. All that's left is the smoke and the memory of how bright it once seemed. Sorry about this, Hailey. You messed up. Really, really bad. So, thank you all for checking out this video. I appreciate it deeply. I keep these sunglasses on because I don't want the light to hit my eyes. I'm so bad with light hitting my eyes. It hurts so bad. But I do want to let you know that I have a GoFundMe going on. If you'd like to support, I'd appreciate it. It is in the top comments. I'm trying to reach my goal. Would appreciate that. You don't have to donate if you don't want to. Doesn't really matter to me. But I do have it linked in the top comment. Thank you guys so much. It's to help my family. They're going through a tough time. I had reached the first initial goal, and then people wanted to donate more, so I increased the goal. And if you guys want to help, that'd be lovely. So that'd be great. Just want to give some more money to my mom and maybe get my nerve damage fixed. Many people don't know this, but I do have back issues. I used to stand to make videos. I don't much anymore because it hurts like crazy to stand really bad. So I'm pretty much sitting all day. So thank you guys so much. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your Nick at night, be my Laura, please, Lord. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.